One of the things we really enjoy at Limpopo-Lipadi is the freedom to explore and to discover and to participate in the programs, the conservation and endangered species programs, as we like. There's no fixed program. You have to get up this time. You have to be on the cruiser. You have to be out there within 2 or 3 days, see the big five, etc. No, no. You really determine what you do every day. You let the ranger know or the lodge manager know that's what you want to do for the next day. That's when you want to go out. That's where you want to go. And you want to learn more about tracking, or you want to learn more about the birds or whatever. And that is what the rangers would help you do. So you really get to know the secrets of the bush in a much deeper way. And that's why we encourage shareholders to become knowledgeable guides of their own reserve through the reserve orientation, first aid, and 4x4 courses that we have, and through learning from the rangers, to go out with the rangers and get to know the bush in a much deeper way. I mean, somebody asked, can I go out and stay later at night, maybe until midnight at the waterhole, see if I can see some of the leopard cubs coming to drink? Of course you can. It's your reserve. You can either stay out with the ranger, or if you are familiar with the reserve and you can drive your cruiser, then you can stay out there the whole night on your own and just experience the nightlife of the life of the bush. Of course, you need to be careful. You need to be aware. You need to learn how to identify dangerous situations from the rangers. But this you have the time to do when you go out with them. And as you get to know the reserve, you can actually do these things. So once you've done those basic courses, you can go out and self-drive a cruiser with you and your guests without a ranger. If you wish to do so. And then you can explore the many facets of the reserve. And that way you are empowered to really enjoy your freedom and your involvement on the reserve. So on any given day, you might choose to go and drive with your guests, or with or without the ranger, you can go tracking with the anti-poaching team. Just drive up to them and spend the day with them while they track the rhino. They need to be close to the rhino all the time. Of course, the rhino is moving all the time. They might sit and wait to have a lunch, and then they have to find them again. Just making sure that they are in their vicinity for in case there might be a poaching situation happening. And you can spend the day out with them and enjoy that. You can go out and track the wild dogs to see if they are okay, to see if you can actually find them on foot or spot them on foot, and go with a ranger while doing that. A fantastic, exciting experience. You can go game viewing or birding by walking in the bush by yourself or with a ranger. Ask the ranger to take you out and help you identify some of the birds on the riverbank. You can go picnic in the bush, or sleep out on a tree platform or in a hide, because those are more adventurous things, and you need to be very comfortable with sleeping in the bush and being aware of all the dangers that there could be. But it is a fantastic experience. You can go uh, hopping over the islands and running on the rock formations near the potholes, or hiking in the dry Limpopo riverbed during winter. I mean, there's a whole 21-kilometer hike that you can actually do. You'll never do it in one day, but you can do a 10-kilometer out and come back, have picnic, and come back again 10 kilometers back to the lodge, just exploring the river and the islands in the river. That is so wide in some areas. You can go swim in the pools or fish in the Limpopo during summer when it's fuller. You can visit some of the archaeologically rich sites on Lipadi Hill, or some of the other copies in the area, which has got some of these old uh, pot, uh, pottery pieces and crowls that you can still recognize of the ancient peoples in that area. You can go jogging or mountain biking or hiking up the Lipadi Hill. You can enjoy photography, wildlife photography, just sitting in one spot the whole day as the sun come up, as the sun go down, waiting for that perfect moment. Just sitting painting or stargazing at night. Or you can go braai with some of the other shareholders at the central facility, or simply just read a book and relax. So your involvement in conservation is really depending on what you want to do and what happens during the time that you're at the reserve. So during your visit, you can check with the reserve manager what activities there is and how you can participate. Might be game counting at waterholes, might be game capturing when game are moved or sold, might be new game introduction, or elephant collaring, or wild dog inoculations, or plains clearing, or infrastructure development activities, or social responsibility programs with the local villagers through Motsi. It's really your choice whether you participate in 2 days during your time there, or even the full 2 weeks you're there, or even longer, and you're there for 2 months or longer. You remember, as a shareholder, you get involved as a volunteer. We cannot employ shareholders in any way because the government requires us to employ only local Botswana citizens, except if there is a certain skill that we need that we cannot find in Botswana, then we would obviously require outside people, but that would require the full agreement of all the shareholders if we employ such a skill. So as a shareholder, you come in and you help as a volunteer, and you just enjoy your time as a volunteer there. We also organize expert courses. Some of our shareholders are connected with various conservation experts, such as birding experts or reptile or mammal experts, and they often invite these experts to come out and present various courses at Limpopo-Lipadi. One of our shareholders are arranging an archaeological expert to come out and to have a course for our shareholders during that time. And it's just a very informal kind of course, just going out on field trips and doing some lectures to understand some of the history of the area. So if you know someone in the conservation area, you basically bring them out, and you can arrange for that to come out, bring them out, and they would then present a course like that. We can arrange any of these kind of exciting activities on the reserve through people from outside that are known by our shareholders. There's also, there's involvement, even if you can't be at the reserve all the time. A lot of our shareholders are involved in so many ways. A lot of shareholders are spending time updating some of their video clips that they took on the reserve, put it onto video galleries such as YouTube, but also our own video gallery on their website, and populating our picture gallery with some sightings. We've got a whole list of all the mammals and birds, and we have challenged each other to actually populate that list with pictures. So anybody who has a sighting of a certain one of those that does not have a picture yet, they would include that in the picture. It's a fun way of populating our site as well. Some of our shareholders are promoting our conservation efforts all over Europe or America, and they are using all kinds of ways to see if they can gain more funding for research on our rhino breeding or our wild dog breeding, etc. There's so much opportunity for research. If you have a specific love for a specific focus area in wildlife conservation, you can come out and do some research on that and help us with research. Some of the guys are helping us with new technology such as GPS mapping systems, or motion detector webcams, or satellite tracking systems, because the tracking systems we're currently using are radio transmitters. They're not always so effective with the rhino and the wild dog. And so we're always looking for new technology. And some of our shareholders at home then go and research what is available and see if we can get some sponsoring or funding for that. I don't know if you've seen the Pete's Pond video webcam on that the Natural Geographic sponsored for at Mashatu, where you can actually the whole day, if there's any motion at the waterhole, you can actually go and watch that on video on YouTube, on National Geographic's YouTube video there. And we are looking for help in any one of those areas. Again, this list can go on and on and on forever. There are just so many things that you can help with and do, even while you're sitting at home, but being excited about your farm down there in Botswana, and how you can make it a better place, and how we can ensure the sustainability of our conservation efforts. So here's a little picture of some of the action that has been happening. You can see the elephant collaring there. You can see the rhinos when they arrived coming from those containers having to be in the picture above there. You see how the rope is tied to the rhino's back leg. He's totally blinded because he's half under sedation, and now you need to move him in a direction, and to lift his leg is the way you stop him, because if he just goes running, you will just never be able to hold on to him. So they use the left back leg as a sort of a braking system to get that huge ton of tank into its proper location. So yes, there's a lot of opportunities for shareholders to get involved, and we look forward to have you join us in some of these activities.